Hey, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. It is finally Friday, folks. Yes, and I hope you're all doing really well out there, wherever you might be in the world. And this Friday, I'm going to do something a bit unusual. I'm going to offer you a video that I recorded earlier this week together with a dear friend of mine from Sweden. So yeah, yet another collaboration. There's been a lot of them going on here recently on my channel. Earlier this week, I collaborated with Jen over in the US, and we talked about everything Record Store Day, Black Friday that is coming up. So if you haven't checked that one out, do that. And please check out Jen's channel as well. She's doing some great stuff over on her channel, shares the love of music, and also her passion for comics and horror movies and memorabilia and all of that. It's a wonderful, wonderful mixture, really. And then yesterday she published a video that I can highly recommend. It's now leading up to Halloween, as you know, and she's done a couple of episodes already on monsters, and the one she released yesterday is all about wolfmen and werewolves.
Their wolf, their castle.
Yeah, so go and check that one out. He's got a great channel. But now, over to the new collaboration that I have. Already established the US connection there with Jen, and now I have a Swedish connection as well. Yeah, so a fellow Swede, so you won't only get one voice in broken English. No, you will get two of them with the Swedish connection. So Michael, or Mikael as it is in Sweden, he is a friend of mine from back in the day. We shared the love of music, we played music, we're listening to music, but he came from quite a different angle. He was more into rock, hard rock and those kind of things, and I wouldn't really touch it back in the day, but we still got along very well. As we grow older, our paths, our musical paths, has merged together. We broadened our minds, so he went more into synth pop kind of stuff, while I was exploring some more rock-oriented stuff. So yeah, that's all about getting older and broadening your minds, really. Yeah, so that was wonderful. And he reached out to me earlier this year because he saw some of my videos that I published on my Instagram account. And we started chatting to each other. It was great connecting again. It has been probably 35 years since the last time we actually spoke and met up with each other. So it was great. And we started talking about doing some kind of collab here on my YouTube channel. So said and done, earlier this week, we recorded some talk about records, and more specifically the topic was records that we picked up at some point in time because we loved the cover of the album, and it could also be that we never heard of that artist before, but we did pick up that record just because it was so pretty when it came to the cover design. Or it could also be that some people were involved in the recording of said record, so we picked it up because of that, but we knew nothing about the band itself who actually released the record. So it was all about that, really. Wow, it's Ringo Starr! Wow, I never heard him as a solo artist. Well, I might as well pick this one up. I mean, how bad could it be? He's a former Beatle. And a pretty decent cover as well. So, I won't drag this one out even further. Let's go over to the talk that I and Michael had earlier this week, and let's delve into records that we bought for one reason or the other.
Yes, and so here I am.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed your videos, and it's a great honor for me to be here today.
It is an honor for me as well. I think it's so great that we started to connect again, and we have a big thing in common, and that is our love for music. So that's why we set up this. We talked about it for quite a while now, and this is the Swedish Connection.
Mina damer och herrar, får jag för er presentera.
And we had quite a lot of ideas on what we wanted to talk about, and but we stuck with one for this first episode of A Swedish Connection. And that is about records that we bought because either they had a really great cover, we knew nothing about the group perhaps, or whatever. We just bought it because it looked great, or there was something particular with that record.
Most of these albums are from a time you couldn't use the internet or anything to find out more about the album. You were very much alone in the record shop with your thoughts. Could this be good? May I like this? I don't know. I have to take a chance.
So yeah, we are going back in time now and going to look at a couple of records that we picked up for one reason or another. Usually not because we knew anything about the artist, but it looked good. So we picked 5 records each. So in total, we're going to have 10 of them. So I think without any further ado, really, would you like to start out things?
I will most likely do.
Yeah.
And the first album I am going to show you and talk about, I first saw an ad in the magazine, Guitar Player magazine. And I just thought, I have to have this album. What an cover. And here it is. Journey, Raised on Radio.
Wow.
Amazing artwork. And I was 15 when I bought this. And this is exactly what I wanted to do when I grew up. I wanted to sit over here and play music for all the world. And maybe still today, that's my secret dream. That is what I wanted to do. And this is a radio station in my world.
Yeah.
Not in a complex building in downtown Stockholm, for example. This is...
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere between two big antennas.
I just totally loved the album cover, and the songs are amazing. Not real. I was a heavy metal kid when I bought this, but these songs are a bit softer, but I love them. And this album actually is probably the album I have lent to friends the most. In those days, you borrow albums from each other, tape them. I took this one to high school, and a friend borrowed it, made a tape of it, then got it back. Next one, can I borrow it? Yeah, sure. For a couple of months, this was on a tour around our hometown, and still not a scratch. Plays excellent to this day.
Perfect. That's amazing, because that's usually not the case when you lend out records to people. Because, yeah.
I think people, they took care of things.
Yeah.
I borrowed it. Okay, I'll take good care of it. I'll be careful.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. And I wanted to ask you about Journey as well. Were you familiar with Journey at all at this point?
No. Never heard about them. I haven't bought any of their albums after or before this. I have no interest. I love this album. This is a very nostalgic album for me. It brings back fond memories. I bought it in the summertime. Many nice moments and memories to this. I think I've read that this is not their most famous album.
No.
But I don't care. This is my Journey album. The only one you need in my book.
Yeah, exactly. Now, my knowledge around Journey is like, what did they do? Don't Stop Believing or something like that?
I haven't heard that. When I bought this, I hadn't heard a song.
No. But there you go. Great cover. And of course, you're going to pick that up. So
yeah.
And it was quite of a decision back then as well, because it wasn't like we had unlimited amounts of money. And of course, we don't have that either today. But you weren't working. You were a kid.
Actually, that record, I picked strawberries in the summertime to afford to buy that album.
Yeah, that's what we did back then in our old neighborhood.
Yes.
That's a great one. I haven't seen that one before. I've seen a couple of Journey covers, rummaging through records in record
Yeah.
shops, but that one I never came across. So.
They never talk about it. It's not on the cover of Mojo magazine and magazines like that. Maybe its time will come, but it's not yet to be.
That makes me even more interested in that one.
Cool.
Yeah, so the first record that I want to show that has to do all with the cover design is this one. This is Carpenter's Now and Then, and hopefully I can get a good zoom or good focus on it here. Yeah, there we go.
Never seen that one.
No, I've seen it a couple of times rummaging through second-hand crates throughout the years, and I was never really interested in Carpenters as a group. They are a duo, brother and sister duo, but this cover always caught my eye. There's something unusual with it because I've seen a lot of Carpenter's records in the craze throughout the years, and they always have this nice portrait of them or a nice photo taken in a studio or out in the nature. But this one, they're sitting in a car, swooshing by a house. So I was like, it always intrigued me. It's such an unusual cover for being Carpenters. So yeah, I always been fascinated by this one. And yeah, I don't know. Now and then, perhaps it alludes to them being in the car now at the time of the release of this album. And then they're swooshing by this house that might be their childhood home. Who knows? But yeah, there's more to this, by the way. So it's actually a single LP, but it's a trifold. So I'll see if I can show you the whole thing here. Here we go.
Stunning.
It is, yeah. Really, so the picture is fuller now. We can see more of the neighborhood. We can see more of a car. And yeah, once again, it's such an unusual Carpenter's cover from all the rest that I've seen throughout the years. And yeah, I love this cover. So I picked it up for, I think, £2. And I was like, if I don't like it, I might as well frame it or just look at it because it's such a stunning cover, such an unusual cover, I want to say, for any band, really. Yeah, so that's why I picked it up. But there's more to this because the trifold does contain a second side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So we've got Richard Carpenter, and then on the other side, Karen Carpenter.
All right.
Yeah. And they opted in for doing paintings instead of photos. And to me, they are a bit lifeless, a bit haunting.
I've never seen that cover before. Never in my life.
No. And thankfully...
Is it late in their career? Or...
I would say it doesn't state a year here on... No, it doesn't. But I would say mid-70s, really. That's my guess, but when I'm editing this, I have to put in the right year here, so we'll fix that. But yeah, mid-70s, I would say. But yeah, the pictures, like, yeah, very haunting to me. Yeah, but...
The Carpenters is a group that I have not listened to anything, have no albums. They were not cool to listen to when I grew up.
No.
And I don't think they have... Are they cool now? I don't think so.
Well, I don't know, really. They probably have a big fan base out there with someone.
I read somewhere that Karen was regarded as a very good drummer.
That's right. She is a very accomplished drummer. That's, at least to my knowledge as well. She's doing the drumming on this one, for example, except for one track where they actually have Hal Blaine doing the drumming. So yeah, they were backed up with really good session musicians.
Is it good?
Well, yeah. to me, it's easy listening, or what we called back in Sweden at the time, cocktail music. But they, like I said, they're very accomplished. They have good musicians backing them up, and they were both accomplished musicians themselves. So it's nothing to really complain about when it comes to the quality of the music, the way they perform it. But it's not really always up my alley, but it's soothing music. If you're laying a puzzle or doing a crossword or something, you could put on this one. Or if you're hosting a cocktail party, even better, Carpenters, Now and Then. Yeah. Now, it's great stuff, but I picked it up solely for the cover of this one. Yeah, good.
Brings me to my next choice. I was at a record fair many years ago, and I was heavily interested in the Woodstock generation bands, Jefferson Airplane, Grateful Dead. So I was searching for those kind of bands, and I found, I have to say, I did not buy this one because of the cover, because it's really not very nice. And here are the young gentlemen.
Okay.
Quite awful. Called The American Dream. I started to look at this and didn't recognize any of the musicians, didn't recognize the label, have never heard of the band, don't think anyone has. But I read that Todd Rundgren, as we say in Swedish,
Wow.
was the producer. And I had learned that he produced my favorite band, New York Dolls' first album.
Oh,
So,
did he?
okay, I knew Todd, so maybe this should be okay.
Yeah.
It's a decent album. It's from 71, I believe, 71.
Yeah.
Not bad, but well, I play it once in a while, but I can't recommend. Don't buy it. You don't have to do it. Do you find it in a bin for a quid? Take it. Otherwise, it's one of these bands that just they got an album. It didn't turned out to be anything else. I think they split up after this album.
Wow. I never heard of American Dream before.
No, I think a collection came on the CD a few years ago with some alternative takes, but no, there are no information. Just Todd Rundgren, the songs,
Yeah.
and the characters' names. That's it.
Yeah. So in this case, it was Todd Rundgren's name that appealed to you.
And only his name.
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't know that he produced New York Dolls' first album either. So I learned something new. There we go.
Later on, I learned that New York Dolls was not satisfied at all with his producing. They hated it, but I didn't know that at the time. But I think Todd has produced thousands of albums, I guess.
Yeah. No, he's been involved in so much things. So.
Yeah.
And we feel a bit proud because I think he has Swedish ancestry. So.
Yeah. The thing, I have never said his name in English, just in Swedish. Todd Rundgren.
Rundgren, ja, precis.
Is it Rundgren?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just one E, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very Swedish when it comes to the spelling of it.
Well, he's part of the Swedish connection.
Yeah, he is. For sure. And the next one I want to showcase here is yet another one I bought solely because the cover was such an awesome one. This is Madness and the single Shut Up, and hopefully we can get a better focus on it here this time. So this is not an extended version, nothing remixed really on this one. So I already had the track on the third album, 7, like I said. So it was a bit of a redundant buy for me. But of course, we do get two tracks on the B-side, Never Ask Twice and A Town With No Name. Never Ask Twice, I already had that one on my copy of 7, so it was only one bonus track really for me. But that was not the reason I bought this. It's because of this absolutely stunning cover. I love this collage with the cartoon or pictures of the band here. Absolutely fantastic, colorful, and very, very bright, all on a beautiful 12-inch record. Yeah.
So this is actually the 7-inch version on a 12-inch.
Yeah, it is. That's what they usually did before, I would say 1983, 1984, with the big remix craze, really. They blew up the 7-inch single into a 12-inch, and it became kind of a maxi single, right? And they included a bonus track, so it deviated.
It's a very beautiful cover. I actually feel I have to buy that one.
Yeah, for sure. It would look
absolutely
would look very, very nice on the wall, wouldn't it? Just to frame it, really.
Brings me to an album looks like this. Charlie Daniels Band. And this is my introduction to country music. I found it in a music shop in our hometown. The band are waiting for travel on the tour somewhere. And I actually pulled it out in the record store and started to read the lyrics. And before this, I listened to a lot of heavy metal. The lyrics in heavy metal are dumb, but here are cool lyrics, stories, Ill Wind, You Can't Pick Cotton, amazing stories, short stories, almost novels. And I got to see pictures in my head when I just read the lyric sheets. And then I got home and listened to it. Loved it. Charlie Daniels is a very famous fiddle player, which I had no idea. But very cool country, and this was my introduction to country music, which I'm very grateful that I picked this one up. Funny thing, I had started to buy Bob Dylan albums when I bought this one.
Yeah.
But I did not know at the time that Charlie Daniels played a lot of different instruments on 3 Dylan albums: Nashville Skyline, John Wesley Harding, and New Morning. He had released, 20, 30 records. This is from 88, very good. I listened to it quite a lot, and it always brings joy to my face.
I never heard of that one before, and I have to say I'm not that well versed when it comes to country music.
Charlie Daniels is most famous for The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Ah, yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
Probably his only hit single.
So that means
he was an amazing artist, very American.
Yeah.
Just leave it at that.
But that means I actually heard him then, because I heard The Devil Went Down to Georgia. So
buy it if you get across it. It's very it's good, entertaining, fun, I must say.
Some country music as well. There you go.
Well, maybe first in this channel.
It is first for this channel, and I'm going to show at least a couple of more things here that is a first for this channel, I think. And thanks to you, we now introduced Country, an unknown Journey record. And it just continues, doesn't it? So before I start talking about this next record, which is all about the cover itself, it's about the impressions of going into a record store and seeing all these different covers at the time, and you didn't know half of the band, and some had really fascinating covers, some were weird covers, and so forth and so on. But the anecdote I just want to run by you before I'm going into this record, because it's around the same time in the early 80s. We had this big supermarket in the hometown where I grew up in Sweden, and they had a record section. And at one point, you walked into that record section, and the whole air was filled with this leathery smell. And it turns out it came from a box set they had plenty of at the time in their crates, and that was from Motorhead. Yeah. I vividly remember that one, and it's connected to the record I want to talk about here shortly. Just those impressions, and I remember this.
No Remorse.
No Remorse. Yeah, that's a title of it. Yeah, for sure. I remember that now. But yeah, it is connected to the record I want to pick up. So it's just a short anecdote, really, about this.
Did you buy it?
Sorry?
Did you buy the Motorhead?
No, I didn't. I wasn't really into heavy metal or rock at that time. So no, I sadly didn't pick it up. I would love to have it today, really.
I remember that box of Motorhead albums from that store, and I had already bought the album a few years before. So I wanted to buy it. It looked cool, leather, but I didn't have that much money, and I already had the album. But today I realized I should have bought a couple of them. They were dirt cheap, and now they are highly collectibles.
I would think so, yeah. And they had them for quite a long time, if I'm not mistaken. So they sat there in their crates for the longest time.
What did you buy?
Yeah, so the reason I talked about that one is because that's just one of the big impressions from back in the day. I could still visualize it very clearly and feel the smell and all that. And something I also can clearly visualize, and I think it's around the same time, was a very striking cover by Pat Benatar, of all people. This is Get Nervous. This is a picture disc that I picked up probably 5 years ago now, just because it was so etched in my brain, in my mind, from that time in the early 80s when I saw this for the first time. It's a really striking cover there with Pat Benatar in a straitjacket in a padded cell. And I always thought that was a great one. And another great thing with this, it actually got me into Pat Benatar as well 5 years ago, or whenever it was that I picked this one up. So this was a launching point really for me when it came to Pat Benatar and getting more into rock music, really, because I've been very narrow-minded up to a certain point in my life about listening to music with guitars in it.
Very beautiful cover, and I remember that from those days. I didn't buy it. I looked at her, and to this day, I don't think if I have ever heard a song by Pat Benatar.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. I have no albums. I have no friends who bought the albums. It's just blank.
Yeah. But I can highly recommend it because this is, of course, one of her later albums. So I think she's not as hard rocking on this one as she was on the first couple of records that she released. But the first couple of records are proper rock and roll, basically. So, yeah.
Why didn't I buy those?
Yeah, well,
it should have been my alley.
Exactly.
My next album was an album I bought purely for the cover. I thought it was a beautiful painting, a beautiful composition. The paper is beautiful finish, and I bought it. And I have not heard about them. I had not heard a song, and I was just hoping when I got home, please let it be a good album, and it was. For any album that starts off with I Want to Be Adored, She Bangs the Drums, and Waterfall, this is totally amazing. I did not know at the time that, okay, he stole quite a lot from Jason Pollock, but I don't care. The oranges over here in Stone Roses, it's so beautiful. This one I have had many times framed and put up for display on the wall.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, and the album is amazing. One of the best albums in my book, and the cover is to die for.
It really is. I love that cover. And what an album.
Yeah, and they peaked, of course. They have not, they could not make another one like this.
No.
This is so amazing. And to this day, the print, it's you can't see it, but it's so soft. It's so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Work of art.
And the big shame is that I have that on CD, so I can't really compare it.
That is a shame.
I need a vinyl copy of that one now.
You absolutely do. One of my favorites.
Yeah. Did you listen to The Second Coming by the Stone Roses? That was a big comeback kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. I had a friend who bought it, but so much time has passed. It was a total letdown. There were other groups that had made more interesting albums in that field of music, I guess. So they didn't have any hooks on those songs.
No, I feel
this is almost a Beatles album.
Yeah,
every song is wow. It's amazing. I can sing along the second time I hear the refrain and so on. But the follow-up album, just they took too much drugs, I guess.
Yeah, they probably did. Or yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that The Second Coming, I think Love Spreads is the only one with a hook, really, on that album. I do enjoy that album now, in hindsight, but I think Love Spreads was probably the only single also.
And I may be mistaken, but wasn't that song released almost a year before the Second Coming? It was almost like it was an outtake for the first album.
Yeah,
it didn't sound at all like the rest of the comeback album or the follow-up album.
I think you're absolutely right now, because when you say it now, I think I heard that song way before the album came out, and you're absolutely right in your speculation there around being an earlier recording, because it would fit so much better on the album that you just showed, for example. So yeah, now that was me diverting again. But great one. I think that's a great choice. And I also want to say to all of you who are watching this, we haven't revealed to each other what we were going to show here beforehand. So it actually is a surprise for us both. So the next one I want to talk about here is similar to the Madness single, because this is yet another 12-inch single, Depeche Mode. A Question of Lust. Yes. So this is the second 12-inch they released from A Question of Lust back in the day, but it wasn't the first time I saw this beautiful design of this one. No, it's on a different format. It's on a cassette single. This was the first one I picked up. Housed in this beautiful cardboard sleeve, as you can see, or cardboard envelope. Bit battered here from all the years. But it still has the cassette inside, and also a beautiful booklet that you got with this one. Absolutely stunning iconography and photos. And then we turn it over. You have some photos there of the members of Depeche Mode, along with the lyrics. And you also get to top it off with a pin, A Question of Lust. Yeah, so great stuff there. For sure.
Is that one from back in the day?
It is, yeah. It's the one and only from back in the day. It's been in my collection ever since.
This item must be worth a lot of stuff.
I don't know. I never checked it out.
You haven't checked it out?
No, I haven't. Never felt compelled by it, or actually never thought about it. But perhaps I need to do that after this recording. But I don't know. They were big in 1986, right? And they must have pressed a lot of these. So I'm not sure how many of them are in circulation today. But yeah, I will check it out for sure.
Get back to me. I believe it should be worth, yeah.
Yeah, who knows? I might get a surprise there. But yeah, I picked up the 12-inch after the fact because I love the design of it, and I just needed it in a bigger format as well. And thank goodness I did, because today I don't have a cassette player, so I couldn't play the cassette single, but I can listen to the vinyl copy, of course. And we have some great live tracks on the B-side, and I think it was a different mix of Question of Lust on the A-side, but we also get the B-side on the A-side, or the original B-side of the single Christmas Island on this one. But great stuff. Love this cover. So that's why I have 2 copies of it, one on cassette and one on vinyl.
A very, very nice cover. I might ask you, did you buy the album when it came? Let's say Black Celebration.
Yeah.
And there are 3, 4 singles from that album?
Yeah, I believe it's 4.
Yeah. Did you buy all the 7-inch singles and the 12-inch singles?
No, not a single 7-inch, but only 12 inches.
So you bought the album and 3, 4, 7, 12-inch singles?
Yes, just 12 inches.
Right. Why? Why didn't you choose to, I buy an album or a single with that band instead, a song I don't have?
Well, there are bonus tracks, like on this one, with some live tracks, but mainly it was because of the remixes that were done at the time. They did some awesome remixes of all their single tracks. And not only on one 12-inch, you usually got 2 from each of them, so I probably have more than 4 of each of these ones in different mixes, of course. But it was that was a draw, really, the remixes.
I'm very new to this different mixes of songs. In my world, when I bought a 7-inch with my rock bands, it was always just the ordinary song, but with maybe a live track on the B-side. And I bought the 12-inch because of the live track. And very rarely did they do anything with the main track. If they did anything, it was just stupid, another intro, a longer beat, but nothing that improved the song in any way. I have learned through you that very much pop music, they did new mixes, made almost a new song of the 7-inch or original song. And that's cool. That's totally new for me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They went from the normal extended mixes that were very popular to do their own remixes. And I think Mute Records, where Depeche was the record label, and Sang Tam Tam as a record label, they were responsible for this huge craze of great remixes that set the template for all the rest of the world, really, or the rest of the record labels. It was just a great time when it came to remixes of tracks, especially from new wave groups or synth pop groups.
That was a very beautiful cover. This cover for my final album is not beautiful at all. I was in punk phase, and I was searching for punk albums. And punk albums were then, as they are today, quite expensive if they are original stuff. So I was looking through a bin, and I found a cover with, it's a cartoon-ish cover.
Yeah.
3 band members standing in a wasteland. And I thought, this must be a punk band, the Meteors. it looks like this. Total punk in my mind,
Yeah.
but it was not punk.
Okay.
Yeah. I got home and listened to it, and it's what I have learned, psychobilly. Not rockabilly, psychobilly. I'm not quite sure what's the difference. If I would be a bit nasty, I would say that psychobilly is rockabilly played by lousy musicians, but I will not go down that road. I listened to it when I bought it in 91. That's what it is, 34 years ago.
Yeah.
Haven't listened to it since. I've tried to listen to it. I don't like it. I don't care for it. And I ask myself, why on earth haven't I sold this record or threw it away? I have carried this around with on 5 different moving to different houses during my life. And I carried this piece of vinyl around. And why? Probably because it was meant to be on this show today.
Probably,
I can't find any other reason why I have kept it. It's probably a decent album. It's not just for me, and I don't care for it. But it has some kind of memories, and now it's the final album for my show tonight. So it has some kind of meaning, I guess.
It probably has, and I think you're right. It was meant to be on this show, on the first ever Swedish connection here on my YouTube channel. My last one that I have is actually a soundtrack. I'll see if the camera can focus on this.
Tintin.
Yes, so this is the movie that Spielberg directed, you know, the animated one. I thought it was a decent movie, but I'm a big Tintin fan as well.
I loved it.
And I didn't really pay much attention to the music, even if it was John Williams. But when I saw this one came up on Music on Vinyl, I just had to get it. And no, it's not artifacts that you're seeing in the light here. This is actually got those rainbow colors embedded. So there is like a laminate on it that generates these rainbow colors. You get my ring light here as well, but the rainbow colors are from the cover.
So beautiful. I never knew there was some soundtrack album.
I didn't know either that they were going to release anything like that. And this one came out on a limited edition on Music on Vinyl. They released quite a lot of nice things there. And it's a gatefold. It's a double LP.
Oh, yeah. So they're heroes.
So once again, an album that I bought solely because I love Tintin and I love the cover of this one. He's walking up to the ship in the mist. And it turned out to be really good soundtrack music as well because it's John Williams, right? And
John Williams, yeah.
Yeah. And some really nice inserts. I just need to show that off because we're talking about the visuals here. And it comes on beautiful marbled blue vinyl. Stranded in the desert. And that's the back of it. And this one also on blue marbled vinyl. Absolutely stunning stuff.
It must have cost a fortune, that item.
That's the thing. It didn't. Because at the time, they had some kind of an offer where you could pick up 2 albums for Music on Vinyl for one price. So I paid around 55 quid for 2 albums.
Congratulations.
So it was a no-brainer for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't really have picked it up because I just loved the cover because it's a lot of money. But I remember very vividly that they had a sale on it. So that's why. I can't remember which other album I picked up, but yeah, it didn't matter.
Very beautiful cover. Perfect ending.
Yeah, really is. And some postcards that you got with it as well. So it's a really nice packaging
Very
overall. Nice. So I had to include that one because I love it. You can't have enough Tintin stuff.
No, you can't.
I think that's all of our records for today.
Our 5 albums each, yes.
And we have a lot of things to discuss going forward on music, both in our backgrounds, being involved in music, not just only listening to it. So who knows? We might talk about that at some point. But one thing is for sure, we're going to be back with more music. Isn't that right?
Yeah. We actually shared a rock stage together in 1990.
We did.
We were both rock stars once on a blue moon.
We were, and I was thoroughly impressed by you guys, but that is a story for another time.
That is, yeah.
Hail praise over you and say exactly why I was so impressed by you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I want to thank you for joining me, Mikael.
It was a real pleasure to be here, and I just love to talk about music, and I am now going to buy some of these albums that you showed me today. So I'm going to get over to my main computer and search the World Wide Web.
Yeah, and I'm going to check out the Journey one for sure. That got me really intrigued.
Yeah, that's the beauty.
What a wonderful talk. I thought that was great to meet up with Mikael again and talk about records that we bought for one reason or the other. And I hope you really enjoyed this as well. The Swedish Connection is something that we are planning to do here on my channel going forward as well. So I have the US connection, I have the Swedish connection, and I hope to create even more connections here on my channel, because that was the intention of me starting this channel. First and foremost, for me to go down memory lane and try to remember what records I bought at a certain time and place, and also listen to new music that I discovered. But I think the really important thing for me starting this channel was to reach out to like-minded people who are as passionate and love the music as I do, from all the corners of the world. So yeah, I really hope there will be more collaborations going forward. Yeah, so that's it. And the Swedish Connection, by the way, won't be part of my Friday nights going forward. It was just a launch pad, really, for this one. It will be published as separate episodes here on my channel. So yeah, if it matters at all. So I want to thank you for watching yet another video here on my YouTube channel. And if you're new here and you like what you heard and saw here, please consider subscribing as well. It really motivates me and helps out a small channel like mine. And please don't be shy. Do some commenting down below on some of the records that you might have bought at some point in time just because the cover was so nice or for some other reason. I want to hear all your stories. And yeah, until next time, you all take care of yourself. And as usual, I will give you a big, heartfelt adieu.
Movie rolls on, there ain't no more love scenes, the romance is gone. But it's a one-man show, it's moving real slow, but it's picking up speed as I'm turning the key. Coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up.